Morning, welcome to today's Smart Creative Elevenses session. Today I'm going to be talking through all things Smart Creative. My name is Clodagh O'Brien. I work here at Google Dublin as account manager on the media team. So today we're going to have a slightly shorter session than usual and really focus on all things Smart Creative. So to give you a bit of an overview of what we're going to cover today, we're going to kick off with an overview of why Smart Creatives and why it's so important. Then we're going to delve into the three different key formats. So we're going to touch on responsive search ads, which is the go-to search ad format. Then we're going to move to the Google Display Network and actually chat through responsive display ads. And finally, we're going to look at dynamic search ads and how you can ensure coverage of the emerging search queries. So this session will follow on from last week's, where we had a high-level coverage of smart bidding solutions and its advancements over the last year. So user online journeys have really grown a lot more complex in recent years, and consumer behavior is evolving faster than ever before. So we know that obviously a lot of this is down to the rise of mobile. It's really fundamentally shifted how we behave as consumers, and we expect instant and effortless access in real time. So consumers are more demanding than ever before, and we also have much higher expectations of our online experiences in general. And not only do we expect high quality, relevant answers and information, we expect to receive them really quickly and in real time too. So as we saw last week in the Smart Bidding Elevenses session, no two journeys are going to be alike. And in fact, most journeys don't resemble a funnel anymore at all. So they look more like pyramids or diamonds, and they're much more intent-rich moments that are creating new user journey shapes as unique as each of us are. So in many ways, intent is really redefining the marketing funnel, and consumer journeys with multiple intent-rich moments across multiple different touch points across networks, platforms, and devices. And as marketers, it's necessary that we understand these fragmented journeys and how we can actually engage with users throughout all of these moments of intent. But obviously, to do this manually would be really, really challenging and complex. So thankfully, due to advancements in machine learning, both in creatives and biddings, we're now able to understand and act on consumer intent in real time. So why is creative so important to users, and why smart creatives? The reason for this is because over 75% of all advertising is actually determined by creative quality. So that's a huge impact, is going to be determined based on your creative quality. So to fully automate our creatives, we leverage machine learning to generate the right message for the right user. And in this way, machine learning and Google Smart Creatives will actually allow you to focus on your creative quality and really let the machine learning in the background do all of the heavy lifting for you. So first, I'm going to kick off with something called the responsive search ad unit. And this is really our go-to format when it comes to search ads. So we know that there's 3.5 billion searches happening on Google every single day. So really the question is, how can advertisers serve highly relevant ads to each of these search queries with little effort when we know that the consumer landscape has changed so much in recent years? And that's where your responsive search ad unit really comes in. This ad unit allows you to create an ad that adapts to show more text and also more relevant messages to your customers. And Google Ads will automatically test the different combinations and actually start to learn which combination of headline and description is actually performing better over time. So all you need to do is provide Google with the building blocks. So you can supply up to 15 different headlines and up to 4 different descriptions. So you're actually automatically saving time by creating just one ad with multiple combinations. And do remember when you're creating these that these can appear in any combination as you create them. So each combination needs to be able to work together. Next, all you do is sit back and let machine learning work its magic in the background to learn what combinations are actually going to work best and resonate best with your audiences. And from there, they're going to serve the right ad for the right customer with the best possible combination. And you can also use a new tool that we have called Ad Strength to measure the relevance, quantity, and diversity of your response search ad. So combined with actionable feedback, this tool makes it easy for you to actually improve the effectiveness of your ad. And you can find this during the ad creation in a new column in Google Ads. What's in it for you? So firstly, the fact that you're going to save a lot of time by using responsive search ads. So you're only creating one ad at a time and adding the multiple headlines and description options. Secondly, you have a lot more space. So you're eligible to show up to 3 headlines instead of 2 and up to 90 characters in the description field instead of 80. You also have a lot more flexibility, as it will automatically show different combinations of your headlines and descriptions depending on the user search query. Finally, one area that is really important is obviously around maintaining control. So you can still maintain control of where certain assets appear in your ad through something called pinning. So for example, if you need to show a disclaimer, you can write the disclaimer as a responsive search ad description and pin it so that you can guarantee it's always going to show to your customers in the first part of the description. And most importantly, you're going to see improved performance and increase your opportunity to compete in more auctions and match to more queries. So we've seen advertisers that implement responsive search ads increase clicks and conversions up to 10%. Next up, we're going to talk about the Google Display Network and review the responsive display ad format. So the Google Display Network, or the GDN, can really help you reach your customers in many different ways. So you can reach users while they're browsing their favorite websites, showing a friend a YouTube video, checking their Gmail, or just using mobile devices and apps in general. So it's an excellent way to reach your potential customers. However, today the Google Display Network includes more than 3 million inventory partners. So this can make management of your display ads increasingly challenging and really very time consuming. And that's where the responsive display ad is going to come in. So similar to the responsive search ads, you simply provide the creative assets for the ad format. So you need to enter 5 headlines, 5 images, 5 short descriptions, your logo, a long headline, and your business name to start. And you can set this ad unit up via the Google Ads interface, the API, or the editor tool. Then once again, machine learning does all of the heavy lifting to carry out the creative testing across billions of different combinations. So the machine learning uses your historical performance data to carry out these creative A/B tests for your business and selects assets based on user predictions built from your performance history. And then in turn, this delivers customized ads across the display network that drive conversion uplift. So what's really unique about this format is that the actual results of the ads are compared against predictions, and the model is then updated based on the results. So predictions are updated for future auctions. And in this way, the model you're using is constantly learning, refining, and improving based on your performance. On average, we see advertisers with a 50% more conversions when they're using the responsive display ad unit than an uploaded ad. And one thing to bear in mind that's really important is that you need to monitor your results for the first 1 to 2 weeks without actually changing any of your assets, and then use asset reporting to refresh your assets every 4 to 6 weeks. Next up, we're going to talk about dynamic search ads. So how can you actually generate incremental reach while actually maintaining your strong performance and efficiency across your account? So 15% of all of the searches we see every single day on google.com are brand new. So this obviously leads to the question of how can a brand offering many different products and services possibly capture all of those searches when they can't even plan for what they're going to be? And in this way, even the most well-managed keywords account can, of course, miss valuable traffic. So dynamic search ads will really make sure that you're actually covering all of these relevant queries. The value of this format is really that it captures traffic from incremental search queries that are missed by your existing keyword lists. So it uses your website to target your ads and fill in the gaps from those keyword lists. And it works essentially like a safety net for all of these new queries that you may not have included in your campaigns. And it can also help you advertise shifting product inventory and content that's really hidden deep within your website. So how it works is that if no exact keyword is eligible within your campaigns, we find the page that best matches the query on your website. So when a user searches, dynamic search ads crawl your website to match their query to the content on the site. And from there, dynamic search ads auto-generate an ad with a customized headline, and the user is automatically directed to the most relevant landing page. So really, you can look at it working in 3 different stages. So firstly, it analyzes to match for relevant queries. If there is something relevant, it's going to crawl your website to look for a relevant landing page to that query. And then thirdly, it's going to serve a relevant ad with a dynamically generated headline that will link the user to the right place. So how can dynamic search ads really help you? So firstly, obviously you have the time-saving elements. So you've no need to maintain and refresh these extensive keyword lists that are going to reflect the new queries and search trends as they emerge. You also have that coverage security. So we'll make sure you don't miss any relevant queries and ensure your ads show when they are actually relevant. And finally, it's going to help you drive performance. So overall, dynamic search ads drive 35% lower cost per acquisition and 15% higher clicks. You also have no need to pause or create new ads based on your available inventory on the website, seasonality or demand. And you have full transparency via the search query report for you to analyze your performance. To conclude for today, the really key takeaway is to focus on your high quality creatives. Select images and write headlines and descriptions that really resonate with your audiences. Secondly, add a responsive search ad to each of your different ad groups. And likewise, if you're running on the display network, add a responsive display ad unit to every ad group that you're running. Finally, create a dynamic search ad campaign to capture more search queries and new trends and queries as they emerge in real time. Thanks for your time today. It was great to be here. And don't forget to tune into next week's session, which is part 3 of our Smart Solutions episodes. Thanks.